So it was my birthday on the 16th of August, and I had a dinner date with my twin brother. Yes, I am a twin. And so we had a dinner date, and that is my baby girl, my daughter, um, riding with me to the venue. We're going to Intercontinental Hotel, and so this is us on the way, driving all through. And this was in the evening, so it was for dinner, and we were having a good time, driving with the music in the car. Just that you can hear it, but yeah, it was a good trip. The road was free, the weather was so good, and this is us on the way. Thank God there was no traffic, and voila, finally we get to the venue. That was the parking lot, and now this is the reception. And I was looking out for my twin brother. And eventually, here we are, seated together, bonding, laughing, just trying to catch up. And this is what we do all the time when we're together. And that's my baby girl. She was the photographer of the day. So she captured literally everything that happened at the whole event. This is another selfie. And this is me and my twin brother, still catching up, taking pictures, doing videos, my daughter behind the camera. So yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful day, and don't we look cute together? Everybody says so, but yeah, I mean, so more pictures, more videos, catching up, talking, gisting, and this is us walking through. We talked all the way, walking back and forth, trying to catch up on times we have our families, so we don't really get to catch up all the time. So but when we do, we just have this time together, and it is so precious to us. We don't take this for granted because we are lucky to be alive, to be together, to be healthy. So we celebrate as much as we can every time we come together. And this is us talking. And this is me doing most of the talking because, we women, we just have so many things to say. And this is me talking about me, maybe family. I really don't understand. I really don't remember what the conversation was all about. But yeah, I know I always talk about family with him and life and work. And he does the same thing too. And so this is the ambience, and this is Intercontinental Hotel. Very beautiful artistry. I love the ambience. I love the environment. Looking good. And this is us again, talking, gisting. And while we're here, we're just waiting for the time for the dinner. We came a little bit too early, but yeah, it was a good time to relax because we didn't even know the time was going by. And all we did was just sit down and talk. And it was a good idea to come early because it gave us time to talk and to catch up on so many other things, and just to talk about the things we don't get to talk about on a daily basis, because we do have our families, of course. And we of course, it was a good time to just, I think this is one of those scenes where we were walking through as well and trying to make payments to go have our meal. So, and finally, this is the time when we walk through the buffet stand, and yeah, there was so much to eat. This variety of everything. They have very good course meals, and yeah, and this is just trying to find somewhere to sit and relax. And this is the ambience, beautiful, nice. And that's my twin brother. Isn't he handsome? Trying to walk through to get something to eat. Like I said, there was just variety of everything. So it was just us trying to choose what we're going to eat. And so that's goat meat pepper soup. My brother having goat meat pepper soup. I don't like goat meat, so I don't eat that. So yeah, that was what he chose to eat. Me, on the other hand, there was so much to eat there. So I just walked through, and this is me just dishing what I wanted. And this is my first start for the day. So yeah, and that's my brother. dishing what he wanted. So finally we're seated, eating, and we have calls coming in, well wishers, friends, family, everybody just calling, people calling to wish us happy birthday. It was such a good time. And moments like this, you would just realize how loved you are, and people just wanted to wish you well and calling. And this is me talking again. I guess I just had so much to say. I'm not a talking type. I don't talk a lot, but then when you find yourself in the midst of people who you love and your family and friends, I think at this point I was talking with my daughter. She was sitting across, and behind me there, that's my twin brother coming forward. And at this point in time, we had already had the first and second meal, and we just relaxed just to have the first and second meal digest before we go for the third. I think I overate that day, so I had so much to eat. In fact, at this point in time, forget what you see, I couldn't even move. I'd already had so much to eat, but so the talking continues, and we're still talking, just gisting, talking about everything. And this is another meal. And if you notice, I couldn't find a good position or posture, because then at that point in time, I was already telling myself, no, you can't eat anymore. And that's my brother. He just went on eating, and it was a good day. Such a lovely day. Talking about life, work, experience. I'm sure you can see the expression on my face. I can't even remember what we're talking about at this point, but it was whatever it was interesting. So it got me glued to the conversation. So, and you see how free we are. This is the love we share together. This is the bond we share. There's so much love between us, and when we come, we don't get to see all the time, like I said, but when we're together, there's just so much love to share, and there's just so much to talk about. There's just so much, so we get lost in the conversation, and it's a wonderful thing, it's a good thing. And the environment where we are, just gives us that breath of fresh air, just unwind and see everything. And this is me again eating. This is another meal. Family, like I said, work, travel, everything in between. But we were talking, we just went on talking, and it was such a nice time, such a beautiful time. And just in case you do not know, let me remind you again, my daughter was the one behind the camera and just capturing the whole event. Dinner over. This is us saying our goodbyes. So big hugs, and I just want people to eat. I just want people to eat. And this is the end of my birthday vlog. Thank you all for watching. Bye.